Well, it's been a while since I made my last video, and part of the reason for that is that it's fall, and here in Connecticut there's a lot of work to do in the fall to get ready for the winter, and I've been very busy getting things prepared for the winter. We've been doing a lot of work with firewood. More cords, and this shed will be full. We've been busy doing some hunting. We've been cleaning out our gutters. And since we're up here, we might as well clean the skylight. Get the bird turd off of there. And one of the more important things that we have to do in the fall is get our vegetable garden ready for next spring. Try to get as much of this stuff done now as I can, because in spring things get very busy. And so anything I can do now, it can help me. It's less I have to do in the springtime. So we've already cleaned out the garden. We've got most of it cleaned out. I do still have some lettuce and some kale over there that we'll be harvesting soon. And I do still have 2 tomato plants. These are some little cherry tomatoes. And I've been really milking these as long as I can, because my second oldest daughter, she absolutely loves cherry tomatoes. So for the past 4 growing seasons, I've been utilizing primarily the Back to Eden method in this garden. I've been putting a lot of wood chips in here year after year, and it's been great. It's really done a phenomenal job of building up my soil, and it's really improved my garden. This year I think I'm going to change things up a little bit. I'm actually going to try to use a different form of organic matter. We're going to actually cut the grass and bag it, and we're going to put the grass clippings and the leaves in here once they're all shredded up. And then you can see over here I do have a nice little pile of wood chips. We will put some more wood chips on top. But for the sake of diversity, I want to add some other organic matter in here. So we're really going to focus on grass clippings and leaves, shredded leaves this year. We're also going to get our garlic planted. I just went through this bed, we cleaned it all out. I had carrots and I had some green beans in here. And we got this all cleaned out. And we're going to plant a bunch of garlic in here today. We love garlic. We go through a ton of it. It stores well, it grows well. So it's definitely something that I'm focusing more and more on, is really growing quite a bit of garlic. And another thing we're going to do is we're going to work on our potato garden. I had actually made a video about this. This was my no-cost potato garden that we put together last year, and it worked out pretty well. So we're going to clean this all out. We're going to get the compost out of here. We're going to reset the logs that are in the bottom. I'm just going to let them rot. Refill it, get it refilled, get it all ready so that come springtime, all we got to do is plant our potatoes, and that'll be that. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do this year, for the past 4 growing seasons, like I said, I've been doing the Back to Eden method, and with that method you're really building up your soil. You're just adding organic matter. It's like lasagna gardening or Ruth Stout gardening or layer mulching. There's a lot of different names for it. But this year I'm actually going to try to improve the soil below. And a lot of guys use what's called a broad fork, which looks like a phenomenal tool, but I don't own one. But what I'm going to use is just a simple spade. I'm just going to go around the garden and just go down like this and just crack open little holes in here. And what I'm hoping this will do is I'm hoping that this will open up the soil down below and allow some of that organic matter to kind of leach its way down there and ultimately improve the soil, the original native soil, below my organic compost layer, just so we ultimately will have like a deeper, more rich soil. So I'm just going to kind of go through quick and just make little cracks in the soil here. And we're going to do this across the entire garden. And look what we have here. Nice little mushrooms. I love seeing mushrooms in my garden, because that means that the decomposing fungi and bacteria are doing their job in here. So I love seeing mushrooms like that in the garden. Alright, and here's what we got so far. We got a nice layer of chopped up leaves in here, probably an inch or two thick. I know it doesn't look real pretty, but we'll worry about making it look pretty down the road. Right now we're just trying to get a whole bunch of bulk organic matter into this thing so it can break down and benefit our plants for next year. So now we'll take that pile of wood chips right there, and we will put a thin layer of that across here, maybe another inch or two thick, spread them out along this thing, and get this thing ready for winter. Alright, so we planted about 175 bulbs of garlic in here. Now we got to get some hay on top of this, get it insulated for the winter, and I've got just the thing for that. And we got a nice thick layer of that beautiful hay that came out of the chicken run. It's old aged hay, and it's been pooped on and peed on by the goats and the chickens and the geese, and so hopefully this stuff will make a nice insulating blanket for the garlic, and there'll be some nutritional value in it too from all that manure. Alright, so we've gotten all that work done. We got the leaves out there with the grass clippings. We got the chips on top. I actually went back and took a look at it. We actually got about 5 inches. We got about 3 inches of leaves and grass clippings, about 2 inches of wood chips on top. So we put a nice 5-inch layer roughly across that whole garden. At this point now, I think we're just going to go out and we will spread some chicken manure out there from our chickens. And over the course of the winter, we will add in some ashes from our fireplace, because we accumulate a lot of ashes just from heating our house with our 2 wood stoves. And coffee grounds. We'll save up. I drink a lot of coffee, so we'll save up some coffee grounds, and we'll sprinkle some coffee grounds out there as well over the winter. And then we'll wait and see what spring brings. Thanks for following along. We'll see you soon.